Alright, here's my altered wooden cigar box for Jade's Secret Squirrel Sisterhood Society swap for March. And we were to use combination of craft, white, black colors and one accent color, and I chose red. My box itself is one of the square cigar boxes from Michael's. The paper is I believe it's a die cuts with a view. It comes from Michael's. It was just stock paper, actually. I don't know what it is. But at any rate, it has a nice glitter, flocked, I think it's like a damask pattern to that, and with some writing script underneath. As a focal point, I cut out the Tim Holtz clock, and I applied some black and red inks to that, and I gave it several coats of ultra thick embossing powder. Around it I wound some wire that was beaded with these little black bugle beads, and I twisted that around. In the center is one of the black Michael's oval frames. There's a trim from a treasure's nest. It was a white flower rosette, and I dyed that red. And then on top of that is a fairy that I made out of two-part resin, and I stardust stickled her wings. Let's see if I can bring it a little closer. And in the corners are some resin flourishes, and I Copic airbrushed those red. I gave them a little highlight with some black rub and buff and some more stickles. Around the outside is some cream-colored flatback pearls. Around the edge is some black flower trim from Joann Fabrics and some red hanging crystal trim. On the sides of the box I did the crackle technique, and it was with the Elmer's glue. I applied black acrylic paint on the bottom, the glue, and then this cream colored paint, and heat it with the heat gun. It worked out really good for me. I was really surprised. I have a floral spray here in the bottom corner. And these are some Wild Orchid Crafts and I Am Roses flowers. I airbrushed some of them. I gave some of them some stickle treatment for a little sparkle. And then in between, I don't know if you can see them or not, are some little pearl beaded trims. And there's like a black one over here. And the same up in this corner. And that's about it for the front. And the inside, on the bottom, is some black felt and some Prima pearl flourishes. And I removed the flowers that were, they were kind of a brownish grayish color, and I made some of my own resin roses and Copic airbrushed those red just to go with the theme. The inside of the top, there's a round mirror. I went around that with some braided and pure pearl trim from Joann Fabrics, and a floral spray in the corner, and a small spray down there. And let's see if I can zoom this in. I made a cameo out of the resin. I'm going to have to tip it a little bit, so maybe I can show you. And it's of a fairy, and I made the frame out of resin, and they're two separate pieces, and then I made the cameo. And for this particular one, I airbrushed it in red. I think it's R27 on the Copic airbrush. And then on top of it, I applied some white gesso, and that kind of gave the relief of the cameo. And then I spray painted the frame just black, and then highlighted it with some silver rub and buff. And I will be doing a tutorial on that now that I've actually scraped off a flat surface in my craft room here. The background is a striped paper, and it's kind of a cream and gray and black color. Let me unzoom. I'm not really good at this videoing, and I probably made you dizzy. But that's my box, and I hope my Secret Squirrel sister enjoys it. The next thing I made was a pin cushion in the same color theme. And some roses and ribbon and some black flat back pearl trim and some black and white floral, well, pattern material and some stick pins. So I hope it likes that too. And then while I was on a roll, well actually I wanted to try out this Elmer's glue crackle technique, so I just took a clipboard that I had and I put some paper on the back and I painted it the same way that I described the box, with the black and then the glue and the cream acrylic paint, and I actually like the way it came out. It came out with some really nice cracks. And then I just put a little corner spray here and some pearls, and my flowers were stickled, and a one of those ribbon buckle charms and a pearl and some organza ribbon to hang this. And the last part of the challenge was to make an organization journal. So this is what I came up with for that. Let's see if I can move something. There we go. That's a little easier to see. Here, we'll just prop it up on the pincushion. I made this out of an AccuCut die. It's one of the tabbed albums. I put some treasure nest trim down the side, and it's hooked together with some rings, and I put a key and some big bows there. On the front is a cameo that I did not make, but I bought this at Joann Fabrics when they were on clearance. I thought it was really pretty. The closure is one of those Tim Holtz, I can't think of the proper name. I always forget when I'm trying to, should send myself some notes. And a hair tie. On the inside is one of the Tim Holtz bird cages, and I made a couple of birds out of a resin mold that I have and stuck them on top. The first piece is a pocket, and it holds 2 tags. Put whatever you like there. The next page is a bag, and it has a tag and a pearl resin piece. And pull that out. I don't really know how functional this is, but I thought it was kind of pretty by the time I got done. This page here is for sketching. On top of it I've put an acrylic sheet and then some plain sketch paper, so she can draw and plan out layouts and whatnot, or new cigar boxes. And I've included a pen, which I'll stick in the front before I'm done filming, that you can write on either as an overlay and you can wash it off with a damp cloth, or you could just draw on the sheets themselves. Or you could, if you had a drawing, you put your overlay, and then you could do little details and whatnot. If you didn't like them, you could just erase them. So that was a page. Next page is miscellaneous, and there's another tag and another pocket for receipts or things, and put whatever. And then this one is entitled Graph, and I did the same thing again. I put the acrylic sheet and then some graph paper in case she wanted to sketch something to scale. The next section is called Lists, and then on this side here I have the Tim Holtz Distress Ink page, and you can put the colors there. And the next one is called Shopping List. And then there's a couple of blank pages. And we have online web stores, blog addresses, and YouTube channels. And I think that was it. And there's the back page, and there's just a knot where I put the hair tie. And that all closes up. I hope she finds it functional. Let me grab the pen quick. Okay, the pen is just a Le Pen, and it goes right in here, right on the side in the enclosure. So that's what I made for my secret squirrel this month. I hope she likes them. I had a good time making them. I'm not very familiar with making journals. Oh, and this is the back. It's just another piece of that flocked paper. It's just really pretty. I really like using it. And I can't wait to see if she likes it when she gets it. And thanks for watching. Bye.